everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well. Oh my gosh, I have been sent some more miniature silicone inlays. Do you guys remember when Wendy over from Toonpish Crafts sent me some inlays last year? They were so fiddly and so much fun to use. She sent me some more. She sent me a little collection of ocean themed, so I've got lots of little teeny tiny seashells and starfish. Now Wendy's details are going to be down below. Check out toonpish.com if you want to get your hands on these. I wanted to have a play. I figured that the most automatic natural thing would be to use some open bezels, but I was digging around in my drawer of doom and I found these. I have no idea where I got them from. Do you know? I think they're curtain rings, like for your curtain poles, but not mine. Definitely not mine. I've never used them before, so I have them. I figured they're so big that I'll be able to fit every single inlay from this teeny tiny little box inside one of them, and it would be fun instead of just doing one or two inlays in a tiny bezel. So first up, we are going to be using UV resin for this project, and I've just got out some of my tape. This tape was recently sent to me by J Diction. It's quite a nice fat tape, so it's like a wide tape, and it's going to fit this chunky curtain pole ring quite easily. Now there is a section on this ring where it's kind of, there's a join. There is a join on the ring, and I was worried about that join. It looks pretty tight. I don't think anything's going to leak out of it, but there is potential here. So I'm going to take it slowly and just do layer by layer. Now I am using Let's Resin UV resin for this project, and I'm going slowly because, like I said, I don't know if it's just going to start pouring out the sides. If it does start pouring out the sides, then obviously I will change tack and I will use an open bezel at this point. Luckily it didn't. I just spread out the tiniest layer of UV resin and I cured it in there so that whatever I put on next, it's not going to affect that join at all, and we're not going to get any spillages, and it's all going to be good. So yeah, I'm just using a cocktail stick to spread it out, spread it all around, complete coverage, before hitting it with my long neck lighter and putting it under the UV light. So I am using the double-sided UV light from Let's Resin. This is going to cure from below and from up above as well. It's easier. It's real easy. It's such a game-changing UV light. Next layer is going on. Now this is the layer that is going to hold and encapsulate all of those silicone inlays. So it is deeper than the first layer. I want it quite juicy. I want those inlays to look quite juicy. I don't know. Come on, Claire. Where are your words? 3D. They're going to look 3D anyway, but you do need a nice layer for them to sit in and embed themselves in. So another hit with that lighter, and it was time to lay the inlays. Guys, tell me why, please. Tell me why. I have got about 7 pairs of tweezers, and every single pair of tweezers is so mucky through me not cleaning them properly that nothing was picking up these silicone inlays. It was at this point, as it was in the last video, I was just questioning my friendship. I was like, Wendy, do you even like me? I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. But yeah, if you don't know my humour, these are tiny. These are tiny. And they're totally worth getting if you're up for this kind of thing, this miniature inlay world, and a bit of a challenge. In the end, I had to use my gloved hand and the tweezers together at the same time, and they were flying everywhere. What would help is if I had clean, nice tweezers. This would not be an issue, but sadly, this is just not something I can actually put my hands on right now. Every single pair I have has got just gunk at the bottom of them, so they're really not picking up. Now, because this took me a couple minutes, the UV in the room right now is strong. I did have to lay down another little bit of UV resin because the UV resin was curing. So many of you have said, Claire, just work at night, close the curtains. I don't have the lighting for that. I've mentioned a few times in my videos that I'm really struggling in my craft room to film after dark. I have a central ceiling light, of course. I have spent hundreds of pounds on various different lighting sources. You know, you see these videos and it's like the best light for artists, but they don't work for me. They don't give me a bright enough light. So yes, the downside to that is that the UV resin cures quicker than I can actually work with it, but it's all okay. This is what we're looking like. I put this under the UV light for around about a minute, and that was long enough for me to be able to peel out these teeny tiny silicone inlays. This long one here, honestly, I thought I was going to lose it under the resin. Now, here's the thing. I didn't really do a very good job of spreading these silicone inlays out so that, you know, they're all filling up the space quite nicely. I had quite big gaps, and hindsight is a wonderful thing. Looking back, I think that this curtain ring was too big for the project. I really could have got away with using one of those store-bought open bezels. It would have just made it work so much better, because I found myself having to fill in gaps using the teeny tiny starfish, because it was a beautiful inlay, and adding a little bit more UV resin, adding the starfish like I did here again, adding it back again, and just trying to fill in. And of course, if you've used UV resin and you've done the cling film technique or anything like that, it's very similar to the cling film technique. If you've done that, you'll know that adding multiple layers, it doesn't always look good on the other side. Once you flip it and you demold it, it doesn't always look good. But inlays are safe. They are housed back in the box that they came in. Yay me. This is what we're looking like. They look really beautiful. The detail. I don't even know how Wendy's doing it, but the detail in these are incredible. Every little element that you would see on a starfish and every little line and crease that you would see on a seashell, it's all in there. So it's absolutely incredible. And you guys know, you know what's next. I do have to use chameleon powders. That is going to give me the most wow impact. Now I am using the blue teal from Let's Resin chameleon powder. It's one of my favourite colours, and it's the blue and the teal is quite chameleon. It does give me the green, which is great for oceans. The blue for me is the least colour shifting. It's the least chameleon. So blue would have been good here as well. Now, to back these, I'm going to be using black UV resin, because how cool is it? You guys would have seen recently I tried all of the coloured UV resin. I've already got a couple of boxes actually. I've got some from Let's Resin and I've got some from J Diction. So there are a few companies out there that do these kits. And of course, you've got other brands as well. You can find them on Amazon, or you can find them, you know, on much further away sites like Shein, or, you know, all of those sites as well. But this is the J Diction one. This is hard cure, and it cures so fast. It cured literally within 10 seconds of putting it under the UV light. It was quite incredible. So I just filled the background up with black. If you are new here, black backgrounds on mica and on chameleon powder specifically works incredibly well to make the colours pop. Now you saw me there, I just quickly attached a bit of the metal on the back to be able to hang this, because it doesn't have a hangy. And this was fully unexpected. Like, I did not expect this, and I also didn't know why this had happened, because this has never happened to me before, ever, using tape. Now, it really wasn't an issue. I got it off immediately within seconds using isopropyl alcohol and a cloth, but I don't know why that happened. If anyone is au fait with UV resin, is that because it was too hot? Is that because I used a weird metal curtain hanger and the UV tape was like, what is this? I've used this UV tape not long ago and it was perfect. Absolutely beautifully perfect. No issues at all. But for some reason, it decided to play up on me today. But let me know if this has happened to you, and let me know what you think it is. Is it because it just got too hot? Maybe I put it in the UV light for too long, too many layers, and it just couldn't cope with that level of heat? Let me know in the comment section down below. This is where it all went wrong. Now, Bear in mind I've already attached that loop at the top, so I was trying to balance it out on a lollipop stick, and then for some reason I took the lollipop stick away. Don't ask me why, my brain wasn't braining, but the whole thing then fell to one side, and of course all of the UV resin poured off the top. This is not ideal, I hate waste, but I did just have to wipe it off and start again, which again was not an issue, quite easy fixed, and it came out beautifully. Now here's the thing. Do you remember me saying I wanted to fill gaps? It really doesn't help the aesthetic when you do that. I think it would have been so much easier and better, a much clearer, cleaner, crisp result if I used a much smaller bezel. So that was just me getting ahead of myself and thinking, wow, how cool would it be to use a curtain ring? Not cool at all. Not cool at all, because the inlays were just too small for the size of the space. And what you can see here is because I've added UV resin on top of UV resin, it's created puddles, which also could work, right? Because ocean, we get little rock pools and we get little pool formations on the beach, but I don't like it. I love, oh my gosh, I love the inlays. I love what they've done. The detail, look at this detail. It's so incredible to think how small these are as well. But you can see a couple here that I've put in the wrong way round. I haven't even put them in the right way round because my eyesight, and they're so tiny. They've just given me flat images, completely flat. So it's definitely one of those things that you need to make sure you're putting them in the right way round. As a project, it has worked fantastic. It has done the job. The inlays are popping. But my brain and my human error put them in something that's just too big. And I did these multi-layers, which I just don't recommend. I would definitely use a much smaller bezel next time, pack them all in together and make them look all cozy and juicy together in a much smaller bezel. Then it will just be one layer of UV resin, one full cured cohesive layer, which will just make them pop. But still, I mean, I had fun. These always do make me laugh, and that's key to creativity, is having a laugh as well when you are creating. But Wendy, thank you so much for sending these over to me. I will see you all in the next video. I hope you feel inspired. All of the details will be in the description box below, and leave me a comment. Let me know about that tape and what went wrong there, because I know that's human error, because that's never happened to me before. So I've done something wrong that I don't want to repeat. So if you know, please hit me up with your suggestions, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.